everyone, Sabrina here from Scrappy Tales Crafts, and today I'm going to be showing you a card that I created using the new Not Too Shabby Pup in a Cup stamp set. This video is a part of a video hop and I will be talking about that later on. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking the pup in the cup from the stamp set and I'm inking it up with VersaFine ink, and I'm going to stamp it onto this rainbow pattern paper. This is by Pink and Main. You're going to see that I stamped it out once and I didn't get a great impression. My VersaFine is a little bit dry. So I'm actually going to ink it up again and stamp over it. And luckily I was able to align it and I was able to use this cup. Okay, so now I want to ink up the pup and stamp it onto some white cardstock, and I'm going to color him in with my Copics. Now VersaFine is not an alcohol friendly ink, so you're going to want to add embossing powder over it to color it with your Copics, which is what I planned on doing with these cups anyway, so I just decided to use the same ink to color in the puppy. You can see I stamped the cup again onto that rainbow paper, and that's because I wanted to pop up a portion of the cup, so I needed to stamp it twice. On one of those cups, I'm going to stamp out my sentiment. I think I chose "Sending You a Puggachino," which was my favorite sentiment from the stamp set. I thought that was really cute. Again, I didn't stamp that sentiment all that well, so I'm going to go over the "Sending You" with a black marker, or I guess fine liner. And this clear embossing powder is by Wow. I bought a big container of it, I think on Simon maybe, and it has lasted quite a while, about a year and a half, and I've used about 3/4 of it. So now I'm going to take my heat tool and just heat set that powder, and that's going to make the image more shiny. And the paper that I stamped on is kind of slick, so if I did not heat set it with clear powder, it definitely would have smudged when I started to fussy cut it out. So here you can see I'm fussy cutting both of those cups out. And once they're cut, I'm going to take a black marker and just go around the edges so that it looks a little bit more clean. And then that cup that I stamped the sentiment on, I'm just going to cut that middle section out and then pop it up onto this mug that I'm inking up right now. That just adds a little bit of dimension. And I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, but I broke my microphone, so I'm using the microphone on my laptop. So I'm sorry if it's a little bit quieter than normal, but I should be getting a new microphone soon. So now I'm going to color in this pug. And I think you can honestly color this dog in many different ways to get the look of different dog breeds. But I decided since I have Puggachino, it was only fitting to color it as a pug. So for the darker brown areas, I'm using E27 and E25. And then for the rest of his face, I'm using E13 and E11. I'm just using 2 markers, not doing any complicated shading. I always start with my darker marker and then blend it out with my lighter one. I thought I was going to color in the coffee, but I end up cutting the rim of the cup off completely because I am actually going to be creating a slider card where this pup is going to pop out of the top of the cup. So I really didn't need to have the back of the cup showing. Okay, so here's where I'm going to pop up that sentiment portion. And then I'm going to work on my card panel. So I'm taking some more Pink and Main pattern paper. This comes from the same paper pack, which I will have linked down below. And I'm just layering up some papers here. And then I'm going to take my cup and my dog I'm going to layer it onto this panel so that I can create the slider. And I'm going to create it by using this Elizabeth Craft die set. Included in the set are several different sliders. Some of them are wavy, but I'm going to use this straight slider and it fits perfectly behind the cup, but you can see it's too long. So in order to shorten it, I'm going to take my cutting plates and I'm going to overhang part of my card panel, and whatever is overhanging will not cut. So I'm going to make sure that only the portion that I want cut is going to be on my 3 cutting plates. So here you can see I'm removing that slider and I have a much shorter one. And you're going to see later I'm going to trim out the slider. But first I'm going to work on another sentiment on the card. Included in the stamp set are a bunch of really cute punny sentiments, and I wanted to use as many as I can on this card. So I chose "You Warm My Heart," and I white heat embossed that onto a black strip of cardstock. I'm going to add that above that rainbow hexagon pattern paper. And now I'm going to work on the handle that's going to pull my pup upwards. So I'm using some of the same pattern paper and a scrap of black cardstock just to mat it. Now I'm taking my scissors and I'm just going to trim that slider piece out. And then I'm going to take these circles that come in the same Elizabeth Craft die set. I'm going to layer 8 of them on top of each other. And this is what's going to slide my dog up and down the cup. These circles are going to go in between the handle that I just made and the puppy. And when I pull the tab upwards, it's going to pull my dog upwards. So here you can see I added those circles behind the pup and I glued it onto my strip with the pattern paper. And I'm also going to add foam tape behind my cup. That way the dog will have plenty of room to slide up and down. Here you can see the glue wasn't totally dry behind those circles yet, so you'll see I'll reattach it after I trimmed down my foam tape. And because I used 8 layers of that circle, the pup is not going to get stuck on that foam tape. And you want to make sure that your foam tape won't hit the pup so that when it goes down it won't get stuck on the tape. So I did have to adjust that a few times, but eventually I got it and you can see that he is coming up and down very easily. So I'm now going to glue the "You Warm My Heart" sentiment now. And you can see that I cut off the top, and that's because it was covering my tab and I wanted more of that tab exposed. So it is in the paper pack, there's 2 to each design. So I just cut another piece of that same green pattern paper and I'm going to glue it onto a black mat. And then I thought it would be cute if the pull tab revealed another sentiment that was hidden. So when it goes down, you won't see it, but when you pull the tab up, you will see a hidden sentiment, which I thought was cute. So on the back of this, you're also going to want to add foam tape so that the mechanism can move pretty easily up and down. And here is the completed card. I felt like my pull tab was a little bit plain, so I'm taking a 1-inch circle punch. I'm going to fold it in half and glue it at the top of that tab. And that might help the recipient know to also pull that. And here you can see that cute little puppy poking out of the cup. And then just to embellish this card, I'm going to use some pink Nuvo drops. And then that will basically complete my card. All of the information about the hop is listed down below. It's a hashtag hop, so if you use the hashtag N2S pup in a cup, then you should find all the videos, and Jamie is giving away a $25 gift card. So if you want to participate and potentially win that, I will have all the information listed down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!